My best advice? Don't be going out of the tent area at night. Not to be investigating them strange noises. Not to be getting more firewood. Not even to be taking a pee. You hold it. You hear me? I nod my head as an acknowledgement. The big bearded man stares me dead in the eye and takes my backpack. I build up the courage to ask, "Why, sir?" He looks at me with a look I can't figure out and says, "There be the other ones out there." I go up and ask, "What be the other ones, sir?" He guffaws. "You must surely be new to not know about the other ones." I was looking down and shaking my head. "No, sir. I ain't from these parts. Nowhere near these parts. Only came with the rest of the refugees." "I be understanding. But the other ones ain't. You see, they just be what their name be saying." He leans in closer. "They ain't people. They be looking like people, but they sure ain't. You see, they be creeping round in the woods looking for prey, for food. They talk like people, trying to beckon you closer so they can take a bite out of you. All they be looking like is shadows of people, except for their glowing, beady eyes. They come in packs, 2 or 3 at a time, stalking you and watching you from the camp bounds. And then they wait for you to walk out where they can get you." Turning away from the bearded welcome man, I grip my teeth and follow the rest of the refugees into the camp. Another man with a gun gives us directions into our tent area. I get tent number 622-4B. Once I get in and zip it up, I notice the grungy old man lying sleeping in the corner. I try and scooch more away from him so as not to be disturbing him, but it don't work. He stops snoring and coughs before looking at me or near me. "What you be looking at, boy?" he barks at me. "Nothing, sir. I'm sorry if I be waking you." He spits at me and rolls over, mumbling and grumbling and calling me all sorts of names. I try not to take it personally and bed down for the night, seeing as it is late and I best be getting rest. I hear life in the refugee camp ain't all that easy. I don't really think that's fair, since I came all the way here from goddamn war zone just so I can live without getting stabbed in my sleep. But I bed down anyways. At least, I'm alive. It be hours later when the sun finally sets, and the screaming starts. It jolts me out of my sleep, even though I didn't get much with the old scruffy man snoring, screaming and screaming, and my goodness, I think someone's dying. I poke my head out the tent door and look for the other person who's doing the screaming. Nobody's there, so I stand up and climb out of the tent and make my way down the row of tents. The screaming just keep going and going. I can't tell whether it be a girl or a boy, but I make my way down the endless rows towards the woods where I think the scream is coming from. The gates are locked when I get there. Of course, the 2 big armed guards don't even give me a second glance, and they certainly don't be hearing the screaming. Barbed wire wraps around the top of the gate and fence, so I can't climb over it. And then the screaming stops for a sec. Combined with metal wire and wood planks, I can't really see through. Looking for a peephole for a minute before I eventually find one. I look through, but all I see is black. I draw back and I rub my eyes. And I look through again. And now, all I see is a weird, bright whiteness. And then the screaming began again, so loud and close, I jump and fall back, my heart pounding, blood roaring through my ears. The screaming keeps going, so loud and full of fear. Hey, don't you be hearing that? Shouldn't you be doing something? I yell at those guards a few meters from where I presses against the fence. And they just look at me. They got earplugs in. I see now. So they're used to it. So I'll do this myself then. I search the fence for an opening and find one near the ground. I wriggle myself through and over to the other side. It's a good thing I'm skinny. I stand up on the other side of the fence and look around. I see a shape moving around in the trees. I think it must be the source of the screaming. Hey! Hey! Stop screaming! Are you okay? The screaming then turns to sobbing. Take a few steps closer and make out a shape of a person. Hey! Hey, it's okay. Are you hurt? I ask. Please help me. Come a voice like I ain't never heard. Wheezy, gaspy, and completely and utterly not human. I take a step back, my heart pounding even harder. The bitter welcome man comes in around my senses in the front of my head. The other ones, he says. What are you? He turns around, and all I can take in is its eyes, white and formless. The thing itself don't even look like a person, just twisted, whirling shadow. Not people. It's a not person, just like the bearded man at the front gate said. The thing stands up and grows at least 7 feet tall, made out of darkness. It fixes its blank white gaze on my chest, eyes heaving as I try to breathe through the terror that just keeps coming in waves. And I can't stand, and I just want to run, but I can't stop looking at it. And it says in the evilest voice I ever heard, I'll hear alarm bells going off in my head, so much worse than the air raid sirens telling me to get the hell out and get the hell away, because that thing's intentions for me are far worse than I would imagine. And I scrambling back and pushing and shoving against the dirt to get the hell away, and god damn, it's hurting getting closer. And I shove and I push myself back towards that fence. I feel myself screaming and hollering and beating against the fence so I can get back inside, and these guards don't hear me. They got them earplugs in, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. That thing it steps forward, and its arms are so goddamn long and dark, and I look up and its face, it's all I can do, and I see teeth. Oh my god, its teeth are so horrible. That's all I can do, and I see teeth. What am I gonna do? It steps closer and closer and goddamn closer, and I can feel the radiation like fire ants on my skin, and I hurt, scream and scream and scream. Why ain't anybody hear me? Why is nobody coming to help me? What do I do? The horrible thing is joined by another goddamn horrible thing, so tall, so black and empty and evil, and eyes pulled back through the hole by grimy calloused hands, back into the light of the floodlights, back into the few of the guards all standing around me, and one's pointing his gun out the hole and yelling. And I turn myself around, and I see the most beautiful sight I ever had saw. It was the bearded welcome man, yelling at me and shaking my shoulder, his eyes wide and focused on me, and I was so grateful. I just hug him. I hold on so tight. They bring me back to the doctor in the camp, and he looks me over at my scratches and bruises and broken fingers. I just don't even care. I's safe again. I's alive. And I's never, ever going out there again.